Hello, my wonderful class. For my tutorial, I'm going to be doing simple character animations. So what we're going to do is we're going to open our composition on Adobe After Effects, and then we're going to select the text tool at the top for the simple text animations. So you can make it whatever font you want, whatever color you want. You can do whatever you want with the background. We're going to click on the arrow. So, you could just follow along in the video. One thing that's very important when doing this is knowing where the keyframes are. So you're going to click on what I'm clicking on the screen right now to activate the keyframes. So we're going to go ahead and position it wherever we want, as I've done. Just remember that when you click on the timer button, to keyframe it, that just sets it up for wherever you want it placed at that moment. So if you move along farther and you move the text up or down or side to side, the first keyframe is going to be how you originally had it, but the second keyframe is going to be how you've changed it over time. So as you can see, the text is moving downward. So that's just something simple like moving the position up and down. You can also do other things like changing the scale or the rotation or the opacity. You can also do multiple keyframes at once. So that's just something you should play around with to see how you would like to do it. Don't forget to click on the keyframe button, or else it'll just change the way that you transform your text animation without it being animated. So just remembering that keyframe button is very important. So as you can see, I've added multiple keyframes. I'm trying to do a specific effect here. So I moved the text up and down. If you look at the anchor point is all the way by the S, which is why everything is moving up and down from the left. That is seen as the center point. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the 3D effects. With this, you can use the X position, Y position, and the Z position. So as you can see, it's a nice 3D effect. I'm having my text spin around. I just can't forget to click on the keyframe button, of course. So as you can see, I'm just typing in that I want it to revolve around twice. So it's going to do 2 little spins. So that's one trick you can do for something easy. So I'm going to try something else now. I'm going to try to do just maybe like a small intro type text animation. So first I want to change the background color just because I want it to look different. So I think I'm just gonna go with maybe a darker type blue, not as bright as I currently have it. As we did earlier, since I guess this is kind of starting over, we're just gonna first click the text, and then we're gonna actually change the anchor point. I want to do kind of a spinning effect, like spinning in and spinning out. So as you can see, I already have some keyframes done for it to scale big and small. But the most important thing at this moment is changing the anchor point, just because I want it to spin from the middle and not to spin from the side. So I'm fixing that right now, and then I'm going to change the position back to how it was earlier. So I'm just trying to center it right now. So we put the anchor point in the middle, so now we're going to redo the scale. So I want it to go from small to large, so I'm making it as small as it can possibly be. I want it to be small at first, and then I want it to grow, and then I want it to shrink again. So I'm just going to delete that last anchor point, and I'm just going to copy then paste the first one so it can go from small to large. It's moving a bit slowly, so at this point I think I'm just going to move everything closer together But first I'm going to okay, so I have it to where it's growing and shrinking. I kind of want the middle to last a bit longer, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the middle keyframe and I'm going to copy and paste it. So then it's not just going to go from small, big, small. It'll go like small, big, just hang around for a little bit and then become small again. So we have the growing and shrinking part down. What we're going to do next is we're going to change the position. Now, I think what I have planned for this is, first I'm lining up the keyframes, but I want it to start all the way from the left, going into the middle, and then falling out from the right. So I just have it growing from the side, getting bigger as it gets closer to the middle, and then shrinking as it goes back down to the right. As you can see, there are a bunch of lines. This is just to show you the path about where your text will be going and how you can make little edits to adjust that. Right now it looks like a mountain, so it's going in that type of direction. So yeah, just making those little adjustments on how I want this to be. So right now it goes from the side, it becomes big, hangs around for a bit, and then goes back down to the right side. So next I want it to be spinning, so I'm going to be doing the Z position. I've already lined up all of the keyframes, and now all I have to do is figure out which way I want it to spin. So as you can see, I accidentally had it spinning in the middle, so I'm just going to correct that just by moving this keyframe all the way out to side and copy and pasting the keyframe that I have, the second keyframe, as I don't have any effect added to that one specifically. So it's very important to remember to have the very first and the very last keyframe have the revolving, like to have it revolving. So what you're going to do is you're going to make the first one -4 and then the second one 4, or vice versa. So it can be spinning in a different direction as it comes and goes. So this is currently what it looks like. It's not quite there yet, so I'm just going to make some adjustments because I think that I just don't really like where it's lined up right now. I also feel like my keyframes aren't perfectly in order, so I just want to make sure that I have that correct. So just doing that small bit of corrections, as you can do by just playing around with the line to see however you want it to look. So let's try that again. Definitely looks a lot better than it did 2 seconds ago. Still making those small bits of adjustments. So yeah, this is what the end product looks like. There are definitely many types of animations that you can do with text. The possibilities are endless. Thank you all for watching. And I hope you found this very useful and you can incorporate it to what you would like to do.